Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Erin and in today's video we're going to be doing another Sims 4 speed build. So this speed build is the first one that I've done on my channel using custom content. So prior to this, all the builds that I've done have been with, Max's content, but I just got done building my first computer and it's really exciting. I now have access to custom content. I've been dying to have it, for like the past 5 or 6 months since I've just gotten back into playing The Sims, and yeah, now I have it and it's crazy. It's a whole new world. So this house was really inspired by Harry, Hey Harry, and her new coastal collection. So basically, the entire exterior of this house, I'm using, the Hey Harry coastal collection. And then on the inside, I use a lot of it as well. Although she hasn't really released that much for the inside. It's just mainly like a kitchen. I don't know if she's coming out with more, but I have the kitchen set. I am a patron of hers, so I did get it, early, but it is going to be out on June 6th. So if you want to hold out for, when it's available to the public, that's when it's going to be available. And I have links down below for all the custom content that I use, but I used everything from Harry. I'm a huge fan of her work. She's incredible. And then I also used House of Harlocks, which is Harry and Felix Andre, their collaboration. So I used a pretty good amount of custom content. I didn't really limit myself too much, but I tried to just, stick to, basically just content from Harry. And, I'm not trying to kiss anybody's butt or anything here. I'm not trying to suck up to Harry or anything like that. I don't even know why anybody would think that. But I really like her stuff and I really want to use it. But I found so many other custom content creators that I really want to use. I don't know what people think about this, using a single kind of custom content creator. I kind of like it because it's, items kind of go together from the different creators. And, I thought this would really be a nice touch. I'm using stuff that's all from Harry and they all kind of mesh and go together really well. And the next one I really want to do is for Pierre Sim. I love his stuff. I mean, he wasn't even on my radar prior to, playing on a PC, which if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, which is highly likely because I'm not a very big channel, I'm just starting off. Before I started playing on a PC, I had Harry in mind, I had Felix Andre in mind, I had Six Sam and different big names like that, and Pierre Sim is a big one too, but for some reason it just was not on my radar. And then I immediately, upon getting this computer and starting it up, I got CurseForge. And when I was on CurseForge, I was like, what is this? Who is this? Why have I never heard of this? This is amazing. And it was Pierre Sim, and it was his Domaine du Clos collection. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. But not only that, I mean, he has a mid-century collection that's really beautiful, and there's just so much. The world of CC is just, it's so crazy how much stuff there is. And as much as I wanted to use everything that I've downloaded, and I've downloaded a lot, I was I don't want to go too crazy because I know that's kind of annoying to, number one, have to download all that stuff, and number two, to have that take up all that space on your computer. Already, since I got this computer, it has 2 terabytes of storage in it, and already I'm using almost a terabyte. It's kind of scary. I'm like, shoot, I might have to upgrade this storage sooner than I thought, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still buying all the expansion packs too because I own them all on my PlayStation previously, and I'm repurchasing them now on my PC. And I said PC really weird right then. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, anywho, I don't know. I'm a little concerned about space. I'm a bit concerned. And this is my first computer that I've built in a pretty long time. The last time I built a computer was with my dad. And I mean, this is a long time ago. This is when DOS was still a thing. If you're old enough to know DOS, that's what I was used to building on. So yeah, it's been a minute, But anywho, getting back and talking about my build here. So you're seeing me now just finishing out the exterior. You might have noticed like there was a huge jump and like 90% of this like front yard was just done, and that's because I got the tool mod. Like I feel really legit. Like I got the tool mod, I got the little red shelf, I got the better Brindleton Bay. Like I feel like a legit Sims builder right now. I'm being sarcastic, I don't really, but close enough, you know? And I was using the tool mod, and man, that thing, I thought like, oh, I can figure this out. And like upon getting it, I was like, whoa, I don't know this. I need to watch maybe some tutorial videos. And that's exactly what I did. And then I was still kind of struggling with it, and I was like, I don't think people want to watch me struggle to use a tool in The Sims, you know? Maybe not the funnest thing to watch. So I did cut that out, but you see that part in the front lawn where I did like all that like grass with the rocks and kind of raised it up. I thought that looked super cool. It turned out really nice, and yeah, I love that tool mod. I'm still kind of getting used to using it. If you've never heard of it, it's a tool mod by Twisted Mexi, and that's why I also have the better build and buy thing through, which by the way, that's a total game changer for me. But the tool mod's really cool because you can like raise items up, and you can, scale them, and it just gives you so much more control and manipulation of tools, which is really incredible, and something that I've, because I watch lots of other Sims builders on YouTube, and I always watch them, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get that tool. And that was like one of the first things that I got as well. I also got that little red shelf. I'm a big fan of Jessica Pye, and I always see her use that little red shelf. And at one point I was like manually raising items, and I'm like, what am I doing? I have a computer now. I can get the little red shelf. There's just been like all these like epiphanies I've been having where I'm like struggling with building, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need to struggle anymore. I have a computer. I can just download a mod. It's incredible. It's like the future for me. I'm not trying to downplay like playing on a console, because I love playing on my console, and I obviously still own my PlayStation for now. And I have my like little families and stuff, because I do like to play the game as well. I'm a gameplay person, and I'm also a builder. Granted, I do more building than gameplay, but I have like my legacy family on my PlayStation, and I also have a few other families that I like to play with. Plus, it's just kind of nice because it's like down in like my family room, and it's comfy, and it's just something nice to do every now and then, when I'm done with work or whatever, just kick back and kind of play The Sims and not have to worry about building. Because, yeah, now that I'm like building for YouTube, sometimes I can get like a little hard on myself. I think that's kind of natural, although I'm trying to get better about it. But I kind of put these like deadlines on myself of like, this needs to be done, this and that. And this, I've been trying to like upload every week, and this last week I wasn't able to upload because I was hosting family at my house, and I just had a few other things going on, and I'm like trying to just relax a little bit more in my day-to-day life and just try to put less stress on myself. So that's a good, thing for everybody to hear. I think nowadays, like, people are just putting way too much stress on themselves, or at least that is, kind of here where I live in the US, like, we tend to just be like really like go all the time. And I'm trying to really like relax more and just kind of, live a little bit slower, as best I can. Although I do got a lot going on, but everybody does. Everybody has a lot going on, and it's just important to just sit and relax and take time for yourself. But anywho, again, I'm rambling on. I do this in all my videos. I just like ramble on, and I'm like, oh God, Erin, you need to talk about what you're doing. So you would have seen me just finish up that kitchen, and that's where I used a lot of the new Coastal collection from Harry for the interior. Oh my gosh, I love that kitchen that she did. Oh my goodness. Those counters, that stove, that sink with the little towel. Oh my gosh. I love this custom content so much. Actually, to bring up Jessica Pye again, I remember watching one of her videos, and she was talking about like using custom content, and when she does, she feels like she's like playing The Sims 5. And I'm like, she's not lying, because man, like when you start playing with custom content, it really does feel like you're playing like a whole different game, you know? And I also got the, what do you call them? Oh my gosh, I forget the name of this every time I want to talk about it. It's like the little filters, but that's not what it's called. Oh my goodness, what's it called? It's like the overlays. I don't know. I do. I feel like people will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it like kind of changes the way like your game looks. It like enhances colors and just makes your game look better. And I got that, and it also makes it feel like a whole new game. And also the mod from Twisted Mexi, the Better Build By, that makes it feel like a whole new game. That helps. Oh my gosh, that helps so much when I'm building, because things are so much more organized. Like I said this, I think it was in my full house video, and I was like saying that debug was like a total black hole, and it really is. Like when I would pull it up on my console, it's, you know, it's not organized at all. And you have to kind of go by the packs, and you know, it's a disaster. And every time I would have to go into debug, I would get like a little knot in my stomach. I know that's kind of, you know, over dramatic, but I would, because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't know where anything is. I feel like I'm gonna get stuck here for like hours trying to find stuff. And I would, because I would just like find things that I've never seen before. And I don't know, I'm somebody who gets like really easily distracted at times. Like if I don't have a set schedule and like a set sort of things that I'm gonna do for the day, I'm like a total mess. And so yeah, that's how debug feels for me. I don't feel like it's organized enough. And now though, with that mod, oh my gosh, everything is so organized. So yeah, I have no excuse not to use debug now. And it's great. Like when I go to find a tree, it's just in the trees category. Or when I go to find like grasses, it's in the flowers category. It's crazy. It's just, again, it's a whole new world. To quote Aladdin, it is a whole new world here. It's crazy. But anyway, getting back to what I'm doing. So now I'm doing the living room area, and I'm using wallpapers. Oh my goodness, I got wallpapers. Granted, when I was using the collections from Hey Harry, they didn't really have like a lot of wallpapers that fit that kind of coastal vibe that I was going for. But you know, I made it work. There's some really great wallpapers that came with the Tiny Travelers kit, or Tiny Twavelers. Not kit, but I guess it is a kit. It's kind of cool, like how House of Harlocks, which is the collection between Harry and Felix Andre, how they make them look like kits that you would buy from Maxis, which is fun. They're not the only ones that do that, though. I've noticed there's a lot of other custom content creators that do that. But I really have enjoyed having like better wallpapers, better paint swatches. And then as far as like the expansion packs that I used for this build, like I've said, I don't have all the expansion packs, so I was kind of limited. I wrote it down, but I used, if I can remember, I used for sure cats and dogs, because this house is in Brindleton Bay. It's got the coastal theme, of course. And then I also use seasons. I don't think I used that much seasons though. And then I also use Dream Home Decorator, specifically for that couch that you see right there. I want to say that definitely like requires having Dream Home Decorator for the sectional. And then I also used Laundry Day, and then I also used Romantic Garden stuff. But I would say like Romantic Garden stuff and Laundry Day, well, I don't know, maybe you do kind of need Laundry Day, but Romantic Garden stuff, you don't really need it that much. I mean, if you download this and you don't have that, you're just going to be missing some like flowers in the front, which is not the hugest deal in the world. But Laundry Day, I guess you could kind of do without that one too on this build. You just wouldn't have laundry, obviously, and a few different rugs and items, but that's a pack that I really love. And I was kind of like found it random that was one of the ones that I picked. But when I was looking through the stuff packs, I was like, wait a minute, yes, I do need Laundry Day, because I have so many items from that pack that I love, especially those like rattan rugs. I kind of can't live without those little rattan rugs. I actually remember when I would build down in my living room and my mom would watch me on the TV and she would like scoff like every time I got another one of those rattan rugs out. She'd be like, oh my God, Erin, you have to stop using those rugs. And I'm like, but that's the best option in this space. Like, that's just what's gonna fit the best. And yeah, I love those little rugs. In real life, I don't really use them that much, but in The Sims, I love those little round rattan rugs. We actually need more like round, kind of like odd shaped rugs, I find, because I don't know, they're just great to like tuck under a desk or use in like an entryway or like in a closet or bathroom or anything like that. So yeah, I love those rugs. And there's some other objects from Laundry Day that I really like, although I can't really think of what they are. But I know there's other ones that I really like. But I love this space that I'm doing actually right now on camera, that little like desk space. I love just that whole look with like the soft whites and the soft blues and the plants and the candles. I went candle crazy in this house because, oh my gosh, Harry and House of Harlocks, they have such great candles, like the best candles in the world. And I went banana sandwich with candles. So if you want to delete some of them, fine, but I don't know why you would, because candles are the best. I personally in my house have like tons of candles, and I have like this whole like cabinet like just dedicated to candles for like different seasons, because I like change them out depending on, you know, if it's spring or summer or fall or winter. I have like different like scent profiles. Like, yeah, I'm that idiot that does that. And I like to buy my candles everywhere. I don't like to buy too expensive candles though. Like, I think the most expensive candle I've ever bought was like that Diptyque brand, and that was just because like I wanted to see what all the hype was about, and it was really nice. But I don't know if Diptyque candles are really worth, I think I spent like $40 or $50 on a single candle, which I'm like, that's insane. I could buy like 5 candles at like TJ Maxx for that amount. So, although maybe not nowadays with that inflation that we got, oof. But yeah, I do like the design of the candle. I actually keep like makeup brushes in it now, and I feel really fancy. I feel like an Instagrammer when I have my little makeup brushes sitting in my Diptyque candle holder thing. But anyway, right now I'm working on the study here, and this room, I love this room. It has that definite kind of like, you know, leather-bound books kind of thing going on, and it's just you know, it's got that very astute, if that's even the proper word to use, kind of vibe going on here with the dark greens and the globes. And you know, this is where somebody really sits down and does some serious, you know, work, life-changing work, you know. I don't know what the sim that lives in this house does. I actually have Sims living in this house right now, but it's like a boyfriend and girlfriend. And yeah, they really don't have much going on. I haven't really been able to play the game too much. I mean, here and there I have been playing it just to experience like some of the different like gameplay mods that I got. Got the Wonderful Whims, which is really cool. I love the attractive like scaling feature. That's really neat. I'm trying to think what else I got. I got like the Simda dating app, which is cute. I haven't used that yet though. And then I'm trying to think what other gameplay. I also got that realistic birthing mod, but then I figured out that I don't have get to work, so it wasn't working. But yeah, once I get to work, I'll get that again, because I really want to see what that's all about. It's just crazy to me like what these creators are able to do with the game. Like, they can create like whole new animations for like, you know, birthing and just all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy what they can do. The Sims that's come a long way since I played, you know, back in my day when I played. I don't remember them having a lot of like animation changes when I played Sims 1 and 2. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am, but I don't remember them being able to introduce like new animations and stuff like that. So it's crazy I mean, I haven't seen any yet because that birthing mod didn't work on my computer, but you know, it's nuts. It's nuts what the Sims community can do. And I mean, I don't like to rip on The Sims too much, but you know, the game's kind of vanilla here and there, and not in a good way, like in a kind of boring way. So to have these mods that help enhance the game, it's amazing, and they help add like a little bit more depth to it, you know? And yeah, there's not enough depth in The Sims 4. There just really isn't. In my opinion, the best Sims game was Sims 2. That had, from what I remember, like a really good complex social system. And The Sims 4 does not have that. Like a good example is I had these like 3 female Sims living together, and one of them was engaged, and one of the other female Sims like cheated with her friend's fiance, and like she got mad at, or the one that got cheated on, she got mad at the fiance but not at her friend for like sleeping with her fiance. Like that makes no sense. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. And I remember in previous Sims games when, you know, you would catch somebody cheating, I think it was Sims 1 and also maybe Sims 2, but they would like walk up and like smack the person that was on the date. And I was kind of like waiting for something like that to happen. When it didn't, I was like, oh, are you joking, kidding me? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's so not realistic. Like, I'm sorry, if my friend slept with my fiance, I would not be friends with that person. That's a toxic person. So, but anywho, you would have just seen me finish that bedroom there, which that's on the main level. That's actually a guest room, or that was like in my own mind, that was like a guest room, which is something I'm trying to like incorporate into build since we got growing together, because, you know, having like stay over guests is a thing. Although at the moment when I was building this house, I did not have get together, although I just bought it today when I'm doing this recording, which I am missing get together more than I thought I would be, like the items and also some of the gameplay aspects of that. Like, I am missing the memory system, and I just had an infant, and I'm kind of missing those features, and so I really wanted to get that pack. I also, weirdly enough, I really missed the sconces that came with that pack. So the next house that I do, I'm definitely going to be using Growing Together. Did I say Growing Together to begin with, or did I say Get Together? I meant Growing Together, if that's not what I said. Oof. Anywho, I'm going to be using Growing Together for sure on the next build that I do, and I'm definitely going to be featuring Pierre Sim, because the stuff, like as I was going through and doing this house, I kept like grabbing items thinking that they were Harry's, and I'd be like, oh no, those are Pierre Sim, and being like, oh my gosh, that is such an amazing item. Like I did that several times, and I kept thinking, oh my gosh, the next build that I have to do, I have to use Pierre Sim. So that's definitely going to be the next one that I do. I'm thinking of doing something a little bit more European inspired. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. I don't really know the specific names of architectural styles in Europe. I really don't even know them here in the United States. I'm not going to ever pretend like I'm an architectural expert. I am not. I just sometimes like throw out names of architectural styles and like hope that they're correct. And you know, sometimes they're not. But I don't know. I guess I want to do something maybe a little bit more like French inspired. Because the Domaine du Clos, I mean, the name is French. To my knowledge, it's French. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody from Europe who is like, no, that is not French, you idiot. That's something else. I mean, it sounds French. I took 4 years of French when I was in high school, and I actually got pretty good at French. I could have like a small conversation in French, and it wasn't like a little rinky-dink French class either. I live in Michigan. I grew up in Michigan, and our teacher was from Montreal. So I actually got pretty good French lessons. So, you know, I was not like fluent by any means, but I could have a small, very simple conversation in French. Do I remember any French? No, not really. But right now at the moment, I'm actually learning Italian because I'm actually hoping to move to Italy in like the next couple of years, which I know that sounds crazy because I've never even been to Italy, but me and my mom are actually gonna go and visit there sometime early next year, and we just want to move to a different country. You know, we just want to experience a different culture. My mom actually, when she was younger, she lived in Italy for 3 months. So, I mean, she is somewhat familiar with it. And yeah, I mean, it's just, you only live one life. And I think it's important to go and have different experiences and go and live through different cultures and stuff like that. So I am currently in the process of learning Italian, and some of it's difficult and some of it is not that difficult because it sort of reminds me of French, and it sort of reminds me of Spanish too, which my dad is, he was actually born in Mexico, so he speaks Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish though, but I've heard it a lot growing up, you know, so some of the pronunciation and stuff like that I kind of recognize, so yeah, I'm picking up on it. Although I just have to say, if anybody from Italy is watching this, why do you guys have 7 different ways of saying the word the? Why? I just need to know why. Why is this? Why are there 7 different ways to say the? It's just, it's crazy. It's too much. I know English is like obviously a very difficult language to learn. I think it's among one of the harder languages to learn, if I'm not mistaken. And I know we have some really weird things going on in our language, but man, when I found out that there were 7 different ways to say the, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But yeah, anywho, getting back to what I'm doing. So I just finished doing the master bedroom and the ensuite for the master bedroom, and now I'm doing the kids' room. So I envision, you know, there's a master bedroom, there's a guest bedroom, then there's kind of like an older kid's bedroom, and then there's a nursery. So that's the overall thing I was going for. I just wanted to feel like a pretty, you know, cohesive family home. Now you can obviously change whatever you want to change in this house. If you want to make the guest room like an actual room for like a family member or whoever, you know, by all means do that. But that's just what I had in mind for my own gameplay. But I love the way these kids' rooms turned out. This tiny traveler's pack from House of Harlocks is just, it's next level. It's crazy. I mean, it's got this great kind of like safari, earthy, modern kind of thing going on. It's just, it's incredible. It is incredible. I'm also really excited to do the one with Pierre Sim because he has like a new collection out for, I think it's for an infant's room. It's just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about custom content. I'm so excited. I'm sorry if people are getting sick about me talking about that in this video, but it's just so exciting. I've been waiting for, you know, not that long, honestly, just like about 4 or 5 months, because I started picking The Sims back up in December of last year. That's when I got my PlayStation. It was kind of like a little Christmas gift to myself. And yeah, I've just been dying for custom content because that's something that I always used when I was playing Sims 1 and 2. And not having it available on a console, I was like, what is this? I knew going into getting it though that I wouldn't have access. It wasn't like a surprise to me, but still, you know. So now I'm doing the little nursery here, and I'm using the Tiny Travelers kit from House of Harlocks, and this turns out so cute. I was able to like squeeze in a pretty good amount of stuff in this room, and that's like a little changing table that I got right there. It's not functional. I don't know if it's functional with growing together because, you know, I basically have already finished this house. I don't think it is. I don't think it's functional with growing together. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But, you know, it's a non-functional changing table. If you have growing together, or if you have one of the custom content packs that is functional with base game, because I know a lot of different custom content creators have done that. They've made changing tables that work with the base game Infants update, which it's ridiculous that we did not get changing tables with the Infants update with the base game. Like, what the heck? EA. Like, what the heck? That's ridiculous that we didn't get changing tables. I mean, at the time, it wasn't like a huge deal to me because I had Growing Together and I knew I was going to get it, but now I don't have it and I'm just like, what the heck? I'm feeling a lot more sympathetic towards the people that are frustrated with EA now. I'll say, like, before I felt like maybe I was a little privileged. Maybe I was a little privileged before because I just had all the packs and it wasn't really a big deal to me, having to purchase all these expansions. But now that I'm having to do it again, I am kind of like, oh yeah, what the heck? This is a little ridiculous that we didn't get this and that with a base game. And I've been watching like more and more Sims creators, and I've heard them mentioning like all the stuff that didn't even come with The Sims 4 when it was first released, like swimming pools were not a thing, toddlers were not a thing. I've just so many things, like platforms. I want to say I don't think half walls were a thing either with the base game. It just came with like all these different updates, which is crazy. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. Granted, where the game's at now, I think is good. Like, I think the game's in a pretty good spot. I mean, could it be improved? Yeah, I mean, anything can. But, overall, I'm very happy with The Sims 4 as it is right now. I'm definitely looking forward to playing The Sims 5 when that eventually comes out. But, I think we're going to be waiting a pretty long time before that one comes out. But I'm also really looking forward to, now that I have a computer, of playing the 2 new life simulation games, the Life by You, which was from, I think, one of the earlier creators of The Sims. I think he did Sims 1 and 2. I don't know his name offhand, but he is doing that. And then there's also, what's the other one called? Oh, I'm sure people are shouting it out at the TV or phone screen or whatever they're watching this on. Paralives. Good grief. How could I forget that? I actually support them on Patreon. That one I'm actually really looking forward to. Life by You I'm definitely looking forward to as well. Like, the gameplay aspect of that looks really good. I am not crazy about the graphics with Life by You. They look like The Sims 3. And I never played The Sims 3, and I know people that played The Sims 3 are like super passionate about it, so I'm not gonna downplay it too much, otherwise I feel like people are gonna really come for me, because man, Sims 3 players are passionate, let me tell you. But anywho, I don't like the graphics that came with The Sims 3. I think The Sims look weird. They look like they're trying to be realistic, but they're not. And that's kind of how Life by You looks to me. It's just, I don't know. I don't really like the look of that game. But the gameplay aspect looks incredible, and the build by, from what I've seen, looks kind of cool too. But yeah, the graphics I'm thus far not that crazy about, but I know they're still working on it, and I know they're probably still polishing stuff up, so I'll hold my judgment until, the game's completely done and out there. But so far, Paralives, the graphics actually look great. I like, personally, a more like cartoony style. And, since I've gotten the computer, I've been downloading like Maxis Match content. I don't really like alpha content too much, both for Create a Sim and also for Build By. Although I don't know, is there alpha for Build By? I don't know. I'm a noob to all this, so pardon me if I sound like a dummy, but yeah, I definitely really want to play Paralives, and yeah, I support them on Patreon because I think the game looks incredible. It looks so cool, and I can't wait to start building with that. And of course, whenever we get Sims 5, I can't wait to play with that either. I mean, from what I've seen of Sims 5, or Project Renee as it's being called, it looks incredible. Some of like the customization features and build and buy that they've shown so far, like how you can like rotate objects more and all that looks really great. So we'll see. I have high hopes for The Sims 5. I'm just hoping that they make it a little bit more depth with the gameplay, because Sims 4 is great for building and buying, but gameplay's a little dull sometimes. But anywho, we are now at the end of the video. The photos should be rolling, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, first custom content build. I love the way that it turned out. I hope you guys did too. If you have any like creators you want to drop and let me know about, any suggestions, any ideas, any storyline ideas specifically, I would really appreciate it. And if you can like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that too. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye now.